Hello, everyone. We're back again for another episode of RK Football Talk. You've got me, Matt Thowney, of course. We've got Stuart Irvine and birthday boy David Newman.
Yes.
I wish I had the confetti cannon now.
Absolutely, yeah. Happy 21st, David. That's it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, 21 years old. No. I know. 35 today, so very happy with that. And obviously,
there we
a
go.
nice early birthday present from yesterday was lovely to see as well.
I think we should leave it to our correspondent, Stuart Irvine, to tell us the great news from Anfield. Stuart, what was the score?
Oh,
You
I don't know.
remind
I
us.
mean, I want to forget all of it, but unfortunately, it was banned. Was it first time you beat us in 10 years at Anfield?
Oh,
Yeah.
2016,
Yeah.
that was it. Yeah.
I mean, if I wanted to be like kind, maybe it's like, okay, we'll let you have this one. We'll let you have this one, because we're nice like that. We're giving club a poundy this season.
Very much so.
We give you points,
Last 4 games has been very generous. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same old problems though. That's what makes it even worse because it's the same old stuff where it's just like concede a goal early, and then whatever you think about what happened there with the whole should it have been stopped, all that stuff, but we still had to defend that, and it was a good goal. Then obviously we had all the possession, had all the chances. I don't know how many times we hit the post. I mean, 3 times, I think it was. I mean, it was absolutely. Yeah. And then obviously we get back into it, thinking we should just go for it, and then all of a sudden, a late goal against us. It's the same old problems, and it's kind of mildly worrying a little bit because obviously it's like you learn. If you don't learn from your mistakes, you're doomed to repeat it. But yeah, I mean. I think it's a situation of just like we've overcompensated in the attack, and it's like our defense just looks like some. I think what was it, mate? A Man United player. I think it was when the interview said, "Well, we know your weakness is your fullbacks. We knew that basically if we can, stop if we're going to hit you on the break on the fullbacks, we're going to have all that space." And it's like
Perkins had a stinker.
I know. I mean, no, but the idea that we've got 2 functional like anyone knows that we got 2 attacking fullbacks, but then no midfield because both our midfielders attackers, and then basically like got one person. So what everyone keeps saying we're easy to play against, and everyone's like, well, yeah, because we've got no midfield. They're all up front.
Yeah.
So if you get the ball and go in the counter, you've got basically so much room. And as much as Van Dijk's and was it our defense is like two of the best. It's like you can only do so much if there's only 2 of you against if you got 4 attackers or 3 attackers. So. Yeah, I don't know where this ideas come from. I mean, what was it? Low was it because he changed it to the low block because he think we need to be like overload the it was higher up the pitch, but it's made us so easy to play against, and obviously something needs to change. I said that last time, but obviously nothing's changed. So hopefully, I mean,
what do you think needs to change, Stu? I mean, you said something needs to change. What do you think that is?
I think we need to maybe take out players that are not obviously form. Obviously, I know it's hard to say and it's hard to admit this, but Mo
Salah
has to be.
Salah, yeah.
I mean, personally, I'll put Frimpong there personally because I think he's got the pace. Some of his crossing's really good, and he's got the thing we haven't had in a while. So, and I think he would run at defenders. That'd be really good and probably actually cause them problems. Because I think there was a couple of in pre-season. I think I saw some like really quality crossing from him. So I think he would be good in that sense. Midfield, I think try and maybe say to Gravenberch, staying where you are. When you've got McAllister, because obviously when you've got 2 midfielders going attack, then no one stays. What can you do? But I think it's just we need to take out the people that are not in form and then put there are, and maybe just be a bit more conservative a little bit, like in the back, like maybe don't go too crazy. I don't know because obviously we're too attacking. That's ironic because last season we weren't. We were just like we were scoring goals, but it was very like very like kind of was it kind of calm and controlled, and now it's like complete. It's back to Klopp days, chaos.
Do you think though that a part of that is also complemented by the fact a lot of teams have improved this season?
Yeah.
There's been a lot of improvement in the summer by a lot of teams, whereas last season, a lot of teams, they did make a lot of signings, of course, but you feel there was a lot of feeling this summer that every single team definitely had an improvement across the front line. And I think Liverpool have certainly struggled with that so far this season. But like you said about Mo Salah, the signings even for Liverpool, he's really struggled to fit in with those signings that are up front. And it's. Do you think as well what it could be is that he actually doesn't play that well in the philosophy that Arne Slot is in trying to introduce here?
I mean, I wouldn't go that far because obviously it kind of worked last season. I mean, but then I guess in the difference between last season was obviously it was more like it had a settled side that was a little bit of tweaks here and there that kind of like it was because obviously we forget on Klopp's last season we were quite close to winning the league then, so it was just tweaks.
Yeah.
But obviously this season he's kind of gone with like Trent going. Obviously that's another creative force we need to kind of plug. So we've kind of gone. And obviously, with a lot of teams playing, like I said, like as you said in his interview, like long balls and low blocks, we were thinking, okay, well, we need to put more men up front. But it's kind of forgets that but there's a lot of good counter-attacking teams, and a lot of teams have got a pace these days. And a lot of good, as you said, there a lot of teams like we've played. What was it? A lot of the people from the top 8. I think what was it? Bournemouth. We played the first game, really good. We've obviously we obviously Newcastle have been quite decent. Like we played a lot of big sides, but yeah, I think. Yeah, well, yeah. Well, we're actually the only clean sheet of the season against Arsenal. That's ironic, isn't it? Against a team that's got the best defence in the league. But yeah, I think it's like there's too. I think at the moment it's just too much change. There's too much change going on. Too many new players. Too many new systems. Too many new ways to play. Obviously we have to mention the Jota situation. Too much losing someone. So in there, it's just so much change going on. I think that's why it looks like. What was it? Some people are saying that it looks like a team that doesn't know each other because in a way they don't.
Do you think though that like Salah was so good last season? It was in a way like a lot of people were comparing him to Thierry Henry. Like he's now up there as arguably one of the best players in Premier League history, and I would say definitely within that debate as well. However, I actually think the way Arne Slot plays, Salah does not sacrifice his game enough sometimes to help the team. He's very much like a very forward-thinking player, which is a good thing sometimes, but it's a bit like cogs in the machine. If one of them isn't doing its job as it should be, the whole thing doesn't work. And if that's what needs to happen, Salah needs to be dropping back with the team.
Well, that's the reason But the funny thing is, last season the reason it worked is because he wasn't dropping back. Because he didn't have to, because basically lows it. Because if you looked at where Trent's positioning last season was, and on that he didn't basically get out of that final like in his own. He was stuck in his own half, and a lot of the balls he was doing was very in the own half. So that means he wasn't as exposed as much. So Mo Salah can just do his thing. But the problem this season is obviously now we've got like basically all our fullbacks are now overlapping, and so like him. He could be isolated more, I think, and it's like he's not as he could just stay in that position and do his thing. I don't think it's as I think it may be just this season the system is not working out for him. Last season it worked great, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think it's a situation of like we didn't drop him for a long time because we didn't have any backup or cover, so we'll keep playing. But now we've got obviously Chiesa, maybe give him a chance there. Maybe sit there, put Frimpong. I think he'll do brilliant in that position. I think he's the long-term replacement for Liverpool on that side. Maybe try that because then it might get Mo Salah to maybe get back to his best, and we don't have to line him as much. But yeah, you need to. I think. But Slot seems like a manager that would do that though. I think he would just go, I'm dropping him.
The one player though, I think that I was shocked Liverpool didn't actually play, especially with how he's been playing this season, was Ekitike. He's been Liverpool's best player for me.
I can't believe he didn't start him.
And I'm like, I'm not going to lie. If this was the Liverpool that was playing last season and winning every single game, you're going into this game and you're like, they aren't in good form, you'd sit there and go, okay, fair enough. You've rested Ekitike for this game. Fair enough. You needed to win this game. And I'm very surprised that you've gone with.
I mean, the chances we made. I mean, I think.
Oh, Gakpo. Jeez.
I mean, the gap was a gap. Was it once, not twice? I said before, like how many times? Like, I think obviously you got Isak had that one-on-one. Like, obviously you could whatever you think of that. Like, the one person that's actually been consistently scoring on the bench. It's a bit of a strange situation. Exactly. You would think if he was in them positions, he would have probably scored that, because obviously he's proved
maybe.
But again, I think we want Isak, but again, it's like I think it's gonna. I know it's like because he's had no match fitness, it's gonna take him a little while. And I think yes, playing him, but I think definitely against Chelsea, our next in the Champions League. I think we've got to play Ekitike more. I think 'cause obviously when we do, we play better. He's a better hold-up player. He gets the ball better. Like, he just at the moment he's more of a complete product than Isak is at the moment.
Yeah.
I think it might be just personnel changes. Maybe be a bit more change the system a little bit. I don't think it's as much as I've been trying to avoid Sky Sports for the last 24 hours because they won't say basically. Yeah, basically, it's like, well, it's the reason why Man United fans for so many years have stopped watching it, because it's like it's the same old stuff, and it's just like it's not helpful. Like, don't tell me why we're rubbish. Tell me how to get better. Don't want to hear that anymore. But
I think particularly with Wirtz, something needs to be done about him, because I've had enough of people kind of saying, no, give him time. He showed quality in the Bundesliga. He is a proper quality. He is a good player. I think Jurgen Klopp was on the Diary of a CEO podcast in the last 24 hours. He said, everyone will eat if you say a negative thing about Wirtz, you'll eat your words. I think, well, to be honest, Jurgen, everyone but Liverpool fans, and even a lot of Liverpool fans, have been saying pretty much everything negative about him. So, I don't think that's quite a good point.
It's just it's another system. It's just not working to bring out the best in, because obviously he's basically for Bayer Leverkusen, he was a player that basically picked it. He stayed high up the pitch, and he waited for when he got the ball, and he waited, and he just like find his pockets.
But don't you think when you spend it does annoy me a little bit when people do say this, when someone spends over £100 million on the player, for me, it shouldn't be like, okay, you can only play in a certain system. I'm sorry, you're spending £100 million a player, you should be able to play in majority of systems and bring out your best game. I get that.
Was he? He was like 75 or something.
He was 116. No, he was 116 million.
Was he? Or who am I thinking of?
Yeah.
I think it was someone else from Liverpool. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I think it was like 116, something like that. But that's how I do see it. Like with Isak, I've heard this thing of, he needs to adapt. He's been playing the Premier League for the last 3 seasons.
Yeah, well, he's
It's not like he's in.
But I think that's match fitness, to be fair. Like, I just think obviously dealing with
pre-season. Yeah, I agree.
Isn't it funny that people talk about match fitness, and the reason he's not match fit is because he refused to train with Newcastle because he was trying to push through the move to Liverpool. It's like
he decided to do
you
that.
reap what you sow, Alexander.
Yeah,
no,
it's true. But before we go on too much about Liverpool, and
I think we already have.
Praise Man United.
Isn't it nice to hear someone else talk about the trials and travails of their own club? Whereas for me, it's all flowers, daffodils on my end. Lovely. Delighted. I mean, what result for Amorim and the team? I mean, the enormity of that win. But again, look, by no means are this team or Amorim in the clear, but it's about as positive a foundation as you could possibly have to go into the next couple of games. And look, I think, as I have thought with previous iterations of this United side and previous managers, that when the positives, and they have been few and far between, when a positive comes, whether that's a win, a deserved win or a well-earned draw, that needs to be swiftly followed up by another positive to maintain the momentum. That just has to be. It's unfortunate that Sunderland win came before the international break, but anyway.
You've come back and then got the win.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
and
played really, really well. And Amorim in interviews, particularly after bad losses, has been like, his kind of line has been, well, it's about the next game now. It's about the next game, and I think the message now needs to be the same. For this, it's about the next game. We need to kind of obviously enjoy the win against Liverpool, which I did obviously yesterday, but we need to kind of put that out of our minds now. And it's about next week against Brighton at Old Trafford. And to be honest, I think if United don't get a win there, I think that it will heavily dampen the win at Anfield yesterday. I don't think.
Do you think all the goodwill? Do you think all the goodwill will not as much? Obviously not as much, but would it be like, here we go again? Like, so obviously we've had moments of Man United when they've had like big wins, and you go like, what was it they said? Is this the lift off?
This is as big a win as I can remember for a struggling United side from any manager since Ferguson. I can't really think, and there has been a couple along the way, obviously, but this is really, really big. And it being at Anfield again, like you said, Stu hadn't won there for 10 years, and just a really, really good performance. And Maguire getting the winner at the end. I think, was it last season at Anfield when Maguire nearly got the win and he skied it over the bar? I think because of the thing, what's his name?
All the players of all the world to get the winner against us had to be Harry.
I know.
Yeah, what a ball in! I mean, there's something we could go into the. I mean, like what a ball in from Fernandez. I mean, that was we spoke about world class. Like, what a world class ball that was in.
We can't defend a cross. I've seen so many goals this season where someone just basically popped it in there and it's gone. It's like, come on, man. It's not.
I know, yeah, and I mean, just so many positives for this. And I think another thing is the fact that Liverpool did have so many chances. I mean, again, Gakpo hitting the bar 3 times. He did eventually get a win, get a goal. Sorry, Lamens had another really, really solid performance. That's 2 in a row.
You know,
I was slightly kind of. Sorry, go on, Matt.
I loved about that though when Lamans, when he had such a good game, the thing I saw straight after, this guy going, look, we need to calm down about all this stuff with the Man United keeper. Yes, he had a good game, and yes, he is going to be the next Peter Schmeichel. I was like, oh, for goodness sake, here we go.
Did you see there was at some point in the match where there was at one point of the match where I think Lamens made a save or did something kind of slightly okay, slightly kind of routine, and then the camera feed cut to the TV feed cut to Schmeichel up in the press box. You know, it's like you can see. But I mean, look, he's been really good. I mean, he's been great so far. I know, obviously, just 2 games, but he is as good as he's put in 2 as good performances for United in these 2 games that I've seen at all from Onana.
Yes,
to be honest, so I'm delighted that he's doing well for such a young fella as well.
You just got a solid and decent keeper finally.
Oh.
A keeper that actually can. Well, I don't want to say the obvious, the prerequisite of any keeper. He can save shots. He can
save shots. He can command the box. He doesn't panic. He's fast off his line.
The Isak one was a good save. It was straight hand, but it was still a good save. So like,
whenever you say this, it was like, but exactly, it is straight aim. It was a good save, but it was slightly off to his side. He got down well. And spread himself, and that's all you got to do when you're a keeper. Spread yourself, make yourself look big. And he done exactly that.
And there was another sequence as well. I think Salah collected the ball at the edge of the 6-yard box, and Lamens was out like a shot. He didn't save it, but he just kind of spread himself, and Salah didn't even hit the target. He put it, wide. He's a reliable presence in the box. So delight with his performance as well. Just one other person I want to call out is Matheus Cunha, who has not gotten a goal yet for United, but his performances for United, particularly yesterday, he deserves a goal. In fact, he deserves more. He deserves it quite. Brilliant. Yeah, his movement, his dribbling, his vision. I mean, when he gets a shot off, he's typically not too far away. I mean, and he's hit the post a couple of times over, since the beginning of the season. He deserves a goal. So he's. I'm really, really happy with him. And Mbeumo as well, getting the first goal. 62 seconds. I think they said second fastest goal in this fixture in Premier League history. I mean, it was swift. So yeah, that was great. But yeah, I mean, a great game. Obviously, I was delighted.
I mean, just curious about that with the goals. Like, just obviously, I'm not like just by curious your opinion on it, because obviously the head thing with the whole thing with the collision, like obviously it didn't. Obviously, you had to wear like a proper thing afterwards, like Peter Cech level.
Peter Cech.
I mean, I wish you thought, obviously from your situation, like, cause obviously, I'm sure there's a rule out there which said if like a head injury, they have to stop the game.
It was the fact, like the referee's justification or the PGMOL's justification was that he didn't know it was a head injury, because it was Van Dijk who actually headed him, wasn't it? Who elbowed him in the back of the head, so it wasn't Mbeumo. And again, I mean, Mbeumo being on the ground and then 3 seconds later scores the goal. It was such a great sequence that, I mean, it was brilliant. I love it.
I mean, I know there wasn't a situation of me like going like, sour grapes. I'm just kind of curious your opinion on it, because obviously it's like, was it the head injury thing? But I mean, to be fair, if you look at it, it's like, it's not like it was like 2 defenders and you had to run. It's like Stu had to put that thread that ball in, and then Stu put that finish.
Absolutely, and I kind of understand. Yeah, and I can understand the referee's opinion on it, or referee's kind of take on it, whatever. But I mean, my honest opinion is I don't really care, because it was goal's a goal. So we move on. We venture forth. Who cares?
The referee board on Sky Sports actually did say, because they did have a look at it, and he does actually say, is there a foul? No, because Van Dijk, who comes in, comes in.
It looked nasty though, didn't it? It was,
Michael Oliver assesses it and says no foul, and play on, it goes. But this is another point as well. He does the exact same thing later in the game when Maguire gets a head injury, but what he does is he plays on, and then I think Liverpool Man United missed their chance. So it's a bit like, well, that's the big one, because obviously it led to a goal, but It did happen with Maguire late in the game as well.
Don't quite remember that, to be honest.
Yeah, because when he's running to the penalty box, just before he's running to the penalty box, that's when it happened.
Right.
Because it's one of those. Personally, I think that everything was done right there. But
it seems to me it was for the first one. You mean for the first goal?
Right.
Yeah, it seems like it was just. I mean, I could see why Liverpool fans might be a little bit unhappy. I don't care. But it seemed like everything was kind of done right. Yeah, I'm just thrilled. It's just great.
I'll let him have this one. It's his birthday. I'm nice.
Yes, man. Yeah, and I mean, look, there's been so few positives this season. I mean, in the last year. I mean, last 10 years. When I take him, I drink him up. So.
Well, maybe Liverpool knew this, and it's like, you know what? I've heard this David fellow. He's had a tough time, so we're gonna let him.
Yeah. His birthday's on a Monday, the worst day to have a birthday. We'll give him this. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but great win. But again, just to go back to my point as well, because I think it is a very important point. Is that, our next 3 games are Brighton at home. I think it's Forest away and then Spurs away. That's a good 3 games, and again, if we can maintain the performances that we did against Sunderland and yesterday against Liverpool, there's every chance those 3 games are on paper winnable for United for the form that they're currently in. Yeah, and I am slightly, and again, they're kind of what they can do to their fans in the past, kind of the kind of the recent wins doesn't always dictate kind of future form, but I'm already looking down to that game against Brighton next weekend, just kind of thinking, please just keep up that momentum, because I think even a draw in that game would feel like a massive disappointment. So we'll see. Look, but again, huge result for Amram. He bloody needed that.
That guy, the Man United fan that's growing out all that hair, let him have that haircut.
Do you reckon he bears a striking resemblance to Stu? I think there's a little bit of a resemblance there. Do you reckon?
Secretly, I was there, like a
little bit. I was looking at a picture of it. I hate that story. I don't care. But he came up on my feed the other day, and I was like, he looks a bit like Stu, doesn't he? Anyway,
This way couldn't get in contact with me. I was actually secretly at the game.
Yeah. See that bloke? There was some Portuguese. I think he was Portuguese. Some Portuguese reporter was interviewing Dallo, who's obviously Portuguese as well, and he said, have you seen this bloke who's doing, it's like, don't ask him that. He doesn't care. What a silly thing to ask him,
Just beat the nearest rival. Just beat the greatest rival. The greatest rival? Like, what kind of stupid question is that?
There's a loser online who hasn't cut it. It's like, who cares? But anyway, like a great game. But again, this win will the significance of this win won't mean nearly as much if we don't go and win against Brighton at Old Trafford next weekend.
Agreed. We'll move on now to another game that did cause the end of an era, if you can even call it that, at Nottingham Forest, as Chelsea beat Nottingham Forest at the City Ground, and after 66 minutes found Marinakis leaving the stadium to probably get ready to sack him in the tunnel. There's been a lot of stories going about what actually happened, but we know for sure is that Ange is now out of a job after 39 days of being appointed. What are your thoughts on this one? Like, in honesty, do you think that he was actually given enough of a chance, or do you think that they needed to get rid of him?
I think he shouldn't have been hired in the first place. I think I don't think.
Agreed with that. Yeah.
I don't know whether or not if he had been left there maybe another couple of months. I really don't see how performances could have improved. To be quite honest, I mean there wasn't really anything there to write home about in the few games that he did have. It was a poor appointment, wasn't it? And yeah, just a disaster. So this will be the 3rd manager now for Nottingham Forest in the season, which, as we all know, is usually a kind of an early sign an early relegation sign.
You're going to come across as a genius, aren't you? If you get this right, if they go down, it's absolute genius.
Can't wait. Just a disastrous appointment altogether, wasn't it? And you could already tell, you just knew it was going to happen. And Ange, who we all know can be particularly spiky with the press, he was already, he was already coming across very, very defensive, and in his particularly his last press conference. So no, it wasn't. It was never going to last. But yeah,
I think it was too early for him as well, because obviously I think it's like he's obviously, when he came in, he had a chip on his shoulder, right? It's obviously wanted to prove to people like,
still a bit sore, wasn't he?
Yeah. So it's like, and obviously when you've got into a club that's basically their manager is, you could say beloved, like the club, the fans loved him,
100%, yeah.
And you've gone in there and said, well, hey guys, you've won playing this way. Well, I come in, I'm just going to whip it like it's like in your house, whip the floorboards and just start anew, and then. Yeah, and obviously with he didn't. I don't think he ingratiated well with the fans, or what he said. With these, the way he was talking about in press conferences and stuff. Because obviously, like I think he said that 2 days before. I think it was before he got sacked. He was talking about their positive changes and all that stuff. And I'm like, a lot of people saying, "Are you watching the games you're managing?" Yeah. I mean, obviously in that Chelsea game, I think I saw that was like they had a lot of chances.
They actually did. Like that. There were chances in that game they had, and on another day they would have probably gone in the back of the net, and then we're sitting there actually with Adge still in charge all of a sudden. Like that could have easily been the case with how those chances went. But they were so open at the back. They were so open in that second half. I mean, Chelsea improved drastically, like thanks to the likes of João Pedro and Pedro Neto. They were brilliant in the second half. But I was watching the game and I was just sitting there thinking, where is that Nottingham Forest?
Oh.
It's like the identity was just gone completely. It's like he's got in there, like you say, Stu. He's sapped all of that defensive energy out of them. He's gone, go for goals. It's like no, this is not capable of scoring 3 goals when the other team score 2. They've never been capable of that.
I could explain why they've got the rumours are obviously for this. Some of the names that come out is quite funny. Was it Roberto Martinez? I think was it Roberto?
God,
Mancini.
Mancini, that's the one. Yeah,
I think Dyche is the front runner now, isn't he?
I was like, and then obviously Sean Dyche. Well, Sean Dyche makes sense because basically he's kind
of similar defence.
Yeah, I mean, you got one.
Do you not think that's kind of a negative appointment? It's
a bit of a Big Sam appointment, kind of a bit of a firefighter job.
It's what happened to this club? Like, if you're not a Forest fan, you must be sitting there right now thinking, at the start of the season, we had 100%. One of the best managers in the league at our club, and now we've gone from that to we've got Sean Dyche in charge.
We need Dyche to come in and save us from relegation. Yeah. And I mean, where did they finish 3rd last season, didn't they? It was 3rd, wasn't it?
No, they finished.
They finished like 7th.
Yeah, but like they were
not did they?
No, Man City finished 3rd, mate.
Yeah, no.
Is it? Oh yeah.
Oh, it's because
it's a great finish anyway. But I think they were 3rd for a lot of the season anyway. But it's such a massive drop off from where they were. Less than
what was kind of funny, because I think on Sky Sports, I think they were doing a thing, and they asked like this, was it Nottingham Forest fan? And I think it's like, oh no, we love him. He's like such a passionate man. He's really involved in the club. It's like, yeah, but you've gone from being this really kind of really good season, like obviously really good season when you think about where we all fought, where you're playing solid defensively. If you played like that in Europe, you might have succeeded quite well. I mean, you could, I guess. And then you've decided to sack because basically there's a little bit of a tiff between the owner and the manager. And then you instead of like being good business and kind of like sorting it out, you've got rid of him. Got your mate that you probably had a chat like there was rumours of him coming in before the summer, to be honest. Was it? And then obviously now it's like, oh God, this has gone completely wrong. The owner's got egg on his face, and now it's like, okay, we'll go for Sean Dyche because he'll be able to steady the ship. But it's like, it's utter. How many times in this podcast we've talked about how ridiculous Nottingham Forest is? It's just like, what? I mean, it's good. It's good for it's good for us on a podcast because we've got something to talk about every week. So it's good. But like,
if they end up getting relegated, do you reckon Marinakis will just be hounded out of the club entirely? The fans will just be like, no, get out.
Because this is the thing. Like, I will jump to his defence here. I'm not his biggest fan, but I will jump to his defence here. A lot of people were sitting there going, "Oh, he does no idea what he's doing." Yada yada yada.
Well, he put them in that place in the first place last season.
However, let's go back to when they were in the Championship.
Yeah.
Steve Cooper in charge. He got them up. He got him into the Premier League, and he was the manager in the Premier League for their first full season, if I'm correct in thinking.
Yes.
And then, and in that entire time, Marinakis could have got rid of him when they had a bad spell. He didn't. Then came in Nuno, who done the fantastic job he did, but he did start off well, but he didn't get rid of him. So he stuck by him again. And then, let's be honest, I actually think that Nuno actually forced his way out of the club. I think he started saying these things in his press conferences. He wanted out. He was like, I am done with this place. And I think he wanted out.
Purely because it was, because of Maracas.
Now everything's gone tits up. So don't get me wrong, he's not done a brilliant job at the minute because he's like where they are now and like this terrible situation they're in. But he's done a brilliant job with a club that was in the Championship not so long ago. So they're now one of the better. If you look from the squad's perspective, they've got one of the best squads in the top 10 squads in the Premier League.
It's probably why he went for Ange as well. Like, as much as whatever you think about his defensive thing and whatever you think about it's like how open his teams are. Like, attacking wise, there was some, especially in the midfield, different wing, like some of the most promising promising players in world football, you would sit there and say. Just needs a manager to unlock them, I think. But obviously Ange wasn't that, and obviously Sean Dyche definitely won't be that. but
it's going to be interesting, that one. It's going to be very interesting. I think he's the right manager. If you said Ange or Sean Dyche is the best manager out the two. Like, even without hindsight, he's the best manager out the two.
More experienced.
More experienced. He's got that more defensive approach.
Yeah,
exactly. Hard to beat, that sort of
thing.
Didn't
he end up getting relegated with Burnley, though? He did get in. He did, I think, didn't he?
Yes, and he did do too well with Everton either. So
but he kept them up. But I mean, for Everton at the time, and obviously,
Everton fans got sick of him. After a while, didn't they?
He plays such a boring style of football at times, and that's what worries me for Nottingham Forest fans.
Dyche teams are hard to watch. So.
I'm hoping for their sake, because I do like watching Nottingham Forest. I really hope for their sake that Sean Dyche can just steady the ship, and then we'll just see. We'll see for the rest of the season. But Chelsea did get another win under the belt, so that's back-to-back victories for us. So I'm very happy. I am actually very impressed with some of the players as well, even with some of the players that were out. But I have to now say, I actually think Caicedo is Chelsea's best player with Cole Palmer fit.
Even with him fit, arguable.
Best form. I think that Caicedo is our best player because the difference he made when he came on that second half. Like Chelsea were leaking chances, not left, right, and centre, but we were leaking some chances. The moment he came on, he solidified that midfield and made it easier for us to get moving. And very forward thinking, tackle, get the ball going. He reminds me so much of Kante.
I was just going to mention Kante, yeah.
I wouldn't put him. I'm not saying he's the best midfielder in the world. I don't think he's that. No. But I would maybe stretch to say he could even be the best midfielder in the Premier League right now.
Yeah, well, they came up a couple of wins. It was the win against Liverpool where we were chatting about. It's kind of him and Rice are sort of on a par, and you could argue either or really. But I mean, he is phenomenal. And Kante is certainly the player that does come into your mind when you think about that position for Chelsea and just how dominant he was for them. He could well get to that level.
That's it, yeah. And I think that Reece James is another player. He seems to have gone from strength to strength now. Now he's staying fit. He seems to be getting better and better. Like, I don't think he'll ever be the player that he once was, where he was in the debate with Trent or Reece James. I don't think that debate's any longer, and I don't think he ever will be. But he's now become a solid defender, and that's all we can ask for. That's all I can ask for. So I'm very happy with that as well. But onwards and upwards, we've got Sunderland next. That's a tricky game.
That'd be a good game.
That's a tricky one, but come on. We'll move on though to the game of the weekend. I did actually say this in the last podcast, so I'm actually glad I was right with this one. By one goal.
You said it.
To be fair,
I was going to say, there's no way you said 3-3, right?
No,
you said draw.
I said 3-2. I said 3-2.
You said 3-2.
I had Bournemouth 2-1. It was 2-1 at one stage, and please, like, oh god.
When it was 2-2, when it was 2-2, I was like, come on, Palace, do it. You can do it.
Yeah.
And then obviously, was it when Bournemouth got their third? Like, it's like, but it's like we to be fair, both like me and Matt were like, there's going to be goals in this game. And in that sense, we were 100% right because Jesus, like so many, like I don't know how to describe, like two of the I mean, we should have seen this coming, to be honest. In a way, we did, but like a lot of more people should have, because it's two of the best kind of attackingist teams.
Great
in the
minds
league.
think alike, dude. That's
Best
what it is.
counter-attacking teams as well, like one of the best, and gone against each other. I mean, it was basically watching that. I'm like, can football, like, as a neutral, can football be like this all the time? Just games like this, chaos, like that, constant. Like was it cat tricks? Was it all kinds of stuff? Was it great goals? It was just so good.
Mateta had a game of what a game.
Yes, he did. He must have known. He was in my fantasy team, so he said, "Yes, I shall put a hat trick in." Yes, I should have captained him.
So you had Haaland and Mateta then. You're trying to.
I bet you absolutely.
I had a great week. I had a great week. Yeah.
Oh, what a shout that was! But like, it's like at the end of the game, he had that chance, didn't he? And he skied it, and I was sitting there thinking, what a game that would have been! Just like
silly
that would
Billy
be up there with Andre Arshavin. Do you know what I mean? Like,
the 4-4,
that would be one of them sort of games. But I think he's absolutely brilliant. Like, he's gone from strength to strength at Palace, and now he looks. For me, he looks like their main man. He really does.
Was it last week? Well, not last week with the international. There was a couple of their last game where I forget who it was against, but he didn't score a goal. But he put in a man of the match performance, but he didn't get a goal.
I think that was against Liverpool.
Was it Liverpool? I think it was Liverpool, wasn't it? Yeah, so 2 weeks before the international.
Everton.
He was great.
It wasn't that game. It was the one before. But we was talking about how dominated.
He's like, as I said before, like, it was obviously I've watched him. What's the Cordy game? It's just like seeing him, like how he's like, he's physically like the guy, like you're not. If you're a defender, you're like, oh my god, I've got to try and stop this guy. And obviously a lot of defenders aren't. So it's like he's like, it's just so good to see like a player like that. It's just like, finally getting the goals. But he's been outstanding this season, to be honest. Even without the goals, he's been. The idea that they lost their best player, you could say. What was it? Palace. And basically, like, you wouldn't have thought nothing's changed really. But actually, you could say you could put out there a little bit better this season than he were last season, maybe. Yeah, but
doing well.
Yeah, but it's
very well.
Yeah, it was a great game, 3-3. I mean, more of those, please.
But should it have been a penalty? Let's be honest here. Should it have been a penalty for Mateta's hat-trick goal? Should it have been? I'll be honest. I think that was very harsh because, like,
just a bit.
I was sitting there thinking, like, neither player is actually looking at the ball. They're just running away from play completely.
That's one of those. Yeah,
I can understand it because you can argue that the referees probably warned him and then he's done it. It's a penalty. Fair enough then, if that's the case. But I did think it was harsh.
It was hard. I think it was. Yeah, I agree with you. But I almost hate those kind of penalty decisions where it's like, well, you can argue either way. It's kind of the kind of debate comes in. Yeah, but personally, I think it was a tad, because like you said, he wasn't even seeing. But yeah, a little bit harsh, I think. But again, you can argue both ways.
Yeah, you could. Yeah. You could. Yeah. Exactly. But both managers. I mean, it'd be fair to say that both of them are they're always associated with the big jobs now in the Premier League because look what they produce. They are producing in I think the more impressive out the two, we don't talk about him enough, but is the Bournemouth manager Areola.
Yeah,
I mean their defense was ripped apart in the summer. They've lost all that defense, and look what they're still
changed.
Eating. It's insane. They are so good to watch. So good.
You look at how bad Kirkes has been at Liverpool. It's like, well, they lost him. So what? He's terrible. But I know what you mean. And I totally agree. I mean, it's going to be, and if these two teams continue their form, I know. Sorry, Stu. But if these two teams continue the form to the end of the season, then Glasner could very well be hoovered up by someone. Iraola could easily get a big job as well. But again, would they want to? It's always the thing, isn't it? When at a sort of mid to lower table, or well, in their case, I mean, they're top table, aren't they? But you know what I mean. Like a much bigger team. When a much bigger team comes in for a manager at a lesser known or a kind of a smaller team, if you like, typically they always say yes because it's usually about money and the size of the club and the fan base and all the rest of it. But do you ever reckon do you ever want a manager just to say no? Like they always go through the end. Whether we're talking about, I mean, you can think of recent examples. What's his name? Say his name for me. The guy who got Thomas Frank, and you could say I've just pulled a blank. The guy who just got sacked at West Ham. What's his name? What's his name? Graham Potter going from Brighton to Chelsea. He just got the sweeping job as well, didn't he? But they always do it, and when they come in for they always tend to go and get the job. But you want someone like I would like Glasner to stay at Palace, for example, as long as possible. I think he could do really good things. New contract he already has, but I think
only was. I think I heard something about. I know obviously you could say contracts don't mean nothing if obviously a big club and he says he wants to go. But yeah, I heard I think Steve Parish. I think he came out saying, yeah, I mean, when I want to sit down and say, well, I've had a discussion, that could just mean he's seen him on the way. Was it on the way to the meeting room and said, just had a chat, and all of a sudden said, oh, we've had discussions. It's like, yeah, you actually haven't talked about it. But I could see him staying there for a while because obviously he works better with clubs that underachieving. Because obviously, was it Frankfurt, doing it there and obviously doing it at Palace? I mean,
absolutely.
And also, it would be nice. It would be nice to manager just go to all the big clubs and they just go, no, I'm
going to stay here. Yeah. And I've heard interviews with Steve Parish saying one of my main aims. It's probably not going to happen, but one of my main kind of goals would be to get Palace into the Champions League. I mean, how amazing would that be? As we speak, I imagine on a European night. Could you imagine? They're only a point off the top 5. I know we're only 8 games in, but I mean, goodness me, could you imagine?
If Grasson does that, right? We're all talking about managers of the season, right? Which is he would if he does that,
he's in there.
It's just that'd be top. Palace. I mean, Palace in the
but
yeah, that'd be a great team.
It's I think that for me, I think Glasgow done a phenomenal job, but Areola I think has done impeccably well. But do you know what I loved? I listened to an interview with him not too long ago, done on the BBC, and he was saying about how she goes, the interviewer was saying about his life outside of football, and he says, and he was talking about how intense it is in English football compared to the Spanish league and all that sort of stuff. How in your face it now is with social media and everything. Apparently, he literally gets home, football's not talked about at all. Social media, everything is turned off. He has nothing, and they talk and they just focus on his family and all that sort of thing. And that's nice. So nice to hear.
Yeah, but I imagine a lot of people are like that as well, though. Surely
they are probably like that. But the thing I love is that then he comes back in, and then it's like, right, now I mean business. And best out of all of these players. I mean, and it's not even like that they're always starting these players. I mean, 2 of the goals come from a nobody in the nicest way from a player.
Was an 18-year-old, like a young striker, wasn't he? Yeah. He just started him because obviously with injury, and he's all of a sudden he scored 2 goals for you. Wow, okay, well who's this guy? Yeah. Could be another. Was it more to attack to a very impressive strike force, and then he's come on and scored 2. I mean, that should be wine for some other teams.
I just had an image of you were just sorry on a small tangent. You just mentioned how they go home, they turn off the social media. And I kind of think, I mean, I would imagine most managers. I can't imagine a lot of managers going home and saying, "Come kids, come gather around the Twitter feed. Let's see let's see what Tony from Colchester called me a useless wanker. Oh, brilliant! Let's see what else there is." Surely they don't go anywhere near the social media. No, but I get your point.
Yeah. But I think that. He, I can't believe he used. But what is the more impressive out of the 2? We'll leave it to the fans to comment and actually decide this. But which one would be more impressive? Palace finishing in a European places, or Bournemouth finishing in the European places?
Which would be more impressive?
Yeah, which one's going to be more impressive? I'd love to hear your comments. We'll see what you say. We'll see what you say, guys, because we would really like to hear it. But we'll move on to, well, let's be honest, the best striker in the world right now, the guy that everyone has in his fantasy team.
Yep.
It's Erling Haaland. He's back again with another brace, and the guy's just. He's on another level. I actually think we could be looking at a Haaland that was better than his first Premier League season.
Yeah. How many goals he got now? Yeah. How many goals he got so far?
10 Premier League goals.
10 Premier League goals.
This season. All right. Okay.
Yeah, and I saw a stat. He is the fastest player to get to 10 Premier League goals 3 times.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
he's
like,
done his record 3
living
times. That's
That boy just
super.
loves breaking
It's
records.
like
Yeah.
superhuman. It's like sometimes when you used to do the stuff on FIFA, was it FIFA when you could choose your own player, you put all the stats up to 100, so you're basically
Yeah.
amazing. But it's like it's real life. It's like it's ridiculous. I mean, I think it's like last season because obviously the whole thing with how City were playing, it was like he wasn't getting the service. But now they've got these really great players that are giving him service. He's back to what we expected from Haaland. Just he's clinical up front. He basically every time he gets a shot, he's 9 times. If he's 1-on-1 the keeper, you're just basically saying he's going to score that. It's like there's no point doubting him because he's so good. I mean, he's good in the air as well. It's like he's so good.
Good defensively as well in his own box. He's good defensively as well. Yeah, he's good at those headers. But yeah.
The one thing I was most impressed by is that I was sitting there watching the game because I thought, do you know what? I'm going to analyze a game here. I'm going to go full pelt with this one because I want to see what he does in these games that like other people, youngsters, could learn from. And this is what I noticed. Michael Keane and James Tarkowski didn't have a bad game. How weird is that to say when you concede 2 goals? And the reason I say this is because if you watch the first goal, Michael Keane does everything right. He runs back. He's watching Haaland. He's watching him. So he knows he's there. He's running back. He's got the better of him. He's going to get in that penalty box before him. He's doing everything right. But Haaland, all of a sudden, he gets into the box. And when he gets there, he stops. Because then all of a sudden, the defenders are nearer the goal than he is. Ball comes in. He's completely unmarked.
Yeah.
And then, but it's like that
Football
IQ just to suddenly go like, there you go, like sort of thing. And it was amazing to see. And like, that is what sets him apart. Is that it's just that intelligence in the 6-yard box, and then that's what gets you those goals. And you can't defend it. It's so hard to defend against because if you focus on it too much,
and everything.
You're not watching where the ball's coming from. So
he must be a nightmare. Yeah, and I think another record that he might be. Well, he probably won't be, but another record that he's slowly creeping up on. I think it's 6 Premier League goals now in a row that he's scored in. I think it's Vardy has the record.
Oh no!
Vardy.
Don't
Vardy?
don't you dare!
With
Don't you dare,
11,
Haaland.
so I think you never know. That could be another one.
That'd be a travesty in football if Vardy loses that one. I think
that is his record, and he's allowed to keep.
Yeah, no, true enough. Well, I think I know what you mean, but he still has a Premier League. I don't think he's that fussed about that particular record, but but Haaland, he's just a beast. I mean, we can only say what else is there to kind of say about him. But it's just
brilliant, just brilliant.
I mean, I mean, would you sit there? Obviously, because that's another win for City now. Like back, kind of back into kind of the form. Like it looks like from the way the title race is going. Are we going to get the title race we thought we were going to get last year? It looks like it.
Well, do yeah.
I actually am not impressed yet by City. I'm impressed by Haaland. The reason I say it is because I'm not sitting there going, "Oh, it's wonderful football being played here." Doku, he's been brilliant for Man City so far this season. He's produced some good performances. Haaland's been good. Reinder on the opening day,
he's fallen off. He's fallen off. Yeah.
He's done nothing since then.
Yeah.
Donnarumma, he's a good goalkeeper. You're always going to get brilliant from him. Yeah. I think they'll definitely be involved in the title race, but I actually would go as far as to say, if they win the title, it's because Haaland's had the most unbelievable season known to man. I don't think it will be because City were brilliant.
I mean, obviously, if City I get your point. Yeah, but if City do end up winning the league, obviously you can't just rely. I mean, Donnarumma will have been a massive help in that as well. Obviously, I mean, what a signing that will have been if they do end up winning the league. And maybe 1 or 2 other players. If Foden can he started off the season quite well and kind of a little bit inconsistent, but if he can have a really solid season. I think the main contributor will obviously, if Haaland continues up this form of scoring at least a goal a game, almost. I mean, his goals per games ratio is just silly, isn't it?
They just got to do what they always do, like keep in touch and distance to the final 10 games.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then just basically like go on a tear, because that's what if you look back at any of their title wins last couple of years, it's basically the same thing. They start off a bit shaky. Look a bit like, oh my god, and then they keep in touch and distance, and then you get to the final 10 games and they just go for it, and then the other team collapses and they can. I mean, obviously, I'm still looking at the way Arsenal are playing at the moment. Obviously, have good defensively now. They're grinding up results a little bit. I say they're the favourites now, but I mean,
So close. It's so.
I am look. We can admit it now. Me and David are right with our predictions on Arsenal winning the title.
Yes,
there was never a world where I was ever going to say.
Although,
I know that.
Although I did say Gyökeres to be the league's top scorer, he needs to start bagging some goals now if he wants to beat Haaland.
I know.
I mean, the idea that he's misfiring, but Arsenal still looking like really good.
Yeah.
Tells you a lot about how even that impressive that obviously that they've really built for like really got a squad now. Like because obviously like if he wasn't scoring, you'd be like, oh god, but like he's not. But doesn't matter.
The goals are nicely
winning.
spread, across the team. They can all put a goal.
The player that I've actually was most impressed by in that game was Gabriel. Like he's
in my team as well.
Oh, don't even go there.
He got the assist, didn't he? Yeah.
Oh
brilliant.
God! Right, you're banned from fantasy football. All right, you're banned.
I had such a good weekend. It did all happen often, but yeah, no, he's great. I love Gabriel.
He's like at set pieces. He's just so dominant in the air. Like he gets the assist, like you say there, and he's just brilliant defensively, as we've always seen as well. But I think that, like I said at the start of the season, defense is going to win you this league, I think, this year, and they are just brilliant.
Well, the old
three goals in 8 games is ridiculous to concede. Right?
I mean, could they go for that? I think I saw a stat out there that someone, what was it? It's a ridiculous one, but like saying, if they keep it up at this rate, could they be going after that 15 goals a season?
No,
Chelsea?
No, that is our record. That is our record. No,
was that 14-15, Matt?
15 conceded, was it?
No, 0405.
Oh, the first Mourinho. Oh, right.
Goals,
they must have conceded very few in the second stint for Mourinho.
24 clean sheets by Petr Cech, and that was his debut season.
Right.
Yeah.
Very good.
Oh, that was good. Good time.
Imagine.
Now we've got Sanchez.
I mean, just imagine if that, like, wouldn't that be like a dub if, like, example, Arsenal win the league and then also they take that record from them?
That would be brilliant.
No, I do have to say I do love a good defensive team. I've always been impressed by it. Nottingham Forest, I loved watching it last year because so many teams are like gung-ho and like you do like those 3-alls and all that sort of stuff. But I love that, like when you look at a team and you just like there is no way you're getting through this sort of thing because of just how well it's all put together. Arteta is doing a good job so far, but I do sit there and think Gyökeres needs to get firing because the whole reason you did not win the league for the last few seasons because you're not getting these goals, and he's not firing. He's not firing. And
also because against teams, I mean, I don't want to go by the fixture schedule, but if you look at the teams they've got next 3 or 4 games, like, and obviously the teams they've played, right, you can sit there and say at the moment they've just had a good, like, because obviously you've got that, was it Palace next weekend? It's like, it's Palace, and obviously you got like,
a tricky game.
Yeah, and obviously, like, I mean, obviously, just not downplaying. Obviously, Arsenal have been I'm really impressed by Arsenal this season, to be honest. But like, I
can't really by the way.
Well, we don't want another. No one wants that. No one wants to have a. I mean, I don't want to be in the other end of this running away with the league stuff. You know, it sucks. So I don't want it. But no, I mean, but yeah, I think it's more like it'd be interesting. Obviously, they've got the wins, and I'm really impressed. But like, it'd be interesting to see when they get like. I don't know when like. I think like they go with the Palace is like an interesting one. If they go or Palace or other teams and that, like, proper give them a game, because to be fair, Fulham in that game were in it for a while and obviously it did cause them problems, and obviously it just took one corner to kind of like they get they're good set piece that kind of won the game, but like Fulham were in that game for most of that game, to be honest. Like they were like him.
Yes,
so.
But I always think that the difference is that, so what's a good example I can think of? So like Nottingham Forest, for example, when they played Chelsea this weekend, they had some chances where you sit there and go, on another day, you'd have definitely scored. And like we said, the old story would have been completely different. When I watched the Arsenal game, I actually did sit there and think, yes, Fulham were in the game, but they actually never looked like scoring. They never had any clear-cut chances against Arsenal. Like there was one, was it Wilson, the old Liverpool player?
Oh yeah, like he had a couple of shots, like pop shots, yeah.
Like he took a pot shot from outside the box, and he was like, because it was passed around for so long and they needed to take a shot at some point, and the frustration was kicking because they just could not get through. So yeah, I do think I agree that they were in the game for a while, but they never looked like actually getting one in the back of the net. I felt.
A 0-0 draw would have been. Obviously,
Yeah.
prediction-wise, it would have been hell because it's like finally it's a 0-0 draw and we didn't predict it.
I went 5-0. I went 5-0.
Oh, yeah. Did I get that one right? Oh, no, I didn't. I went 2-0, didn't I? I think.
Well, the interesting thing about the Super Six was that the one that got the most. I think the only one that got the score right was the Josh. I think he got the City one.
Oh, here we go again. Josh.
He got the City one go exactly right. So my idea of saying always put a goal, it seems like it's going out the window this season.
I think that's
exactly. Give me all that rubbish. But very quickly, we'll obviously go over the relegation. Some of the relegation results. Well, I say relegation results. Sunderland are unbeaten at home. 4 games.
Oh, it's
brilliant.
It's so nice.
And they picked up. I think they picked up 10 points on those games. Amazing.
It's just so nice to see. Again, it's like I think we said it multiple times, but just finally, the promotion side's actually doing mildly all right.
Yeah, not just getting by, but actually thriving is great.
I mean, you consider saying out of the 3, was it Burnley like the one that least, but like even Leeds at times look like they're up for the fight. And Burnley, they're getting the wins of the teams around them. That's kind of what you want. Yeah. And obviously Sunderland's obviously the standout thing. Like seriously, like the points. Apparently, was it the stat they've accumulated more points than obviously Southampton did the entire season already. And only 8 games, 7-8 games in.
Yeah, just goes to show. Yeah, it's all surely not at least 2 non-promoted teams are going to go down this season. Surely, and that would think that would be great. Yeah, you'd have to think.
Wolves look like in serious trouble.
Yeah.
I mean, they were really limited. I mean, some of the shots. I mean, obviously credit to Sunderland. Obviously, they kept them limited to come shots. But yeah, they didn't last. A lot of games we've seen them. They don't look like a side that's gonna score a lot. To be honest,
you sit there and look. If you think back to last season, Wolves stayed up, but they stayed up because 4 sides were absolutely terrible beneath them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Southampton, Leicester, and Ipswich. Yeah, they all went down. The 4th team was Spurs. Spurs are not going to be down there again. So you are.
No, Spurs were 16th, I think, weren't they?
They were 17th.
Are you sure?
Yeah. It's
yeah.
Oh,
so
right.
That means
16, I thought it was 15. I thought because United were 15th. I thought it was 15, 16.
Okay. No, 16th was Wolves. They were, and that
for
me screams they are in serious trouble because those 3 teams are doing so much better.
Yeah.
Doesn't it kind of prove there was a Wolves manager? It's kind of like at the moment he's coming across as that kind of a new manager bounce. Because obviously, like at the moment, because obviously when he came in, he got them going. He stayed up and got that. Was it what he was the most informed? Wolves were the informed team since, like I think it was like when he came in, like back end of the season. But at the moment, it's kind of. I mean, it's ironic because they gave him a new. I think they're looking to give him a new deal, but the bottom of the league and haven't only got 1 point.
He will be Vitor, isn't it? He will be sacked at some stage. There's no doubt about that.
Like, and now this is what I find funny is just like it's kind of been proven right when I think it was like when it said it's like is he just a new manager bounce or is he actually going to create something? And at the moment, it's not looking great.
Not looking too rosy, is it? Yeah.
No. I think that Wolves are definitely a team that I think are going to be in serious bother this season. I did say that I did say I think they're going to bounce on well this season, but I'm so far I'm actually thinking I definitely got that one wrong. So yeah, but Burnley, they obviously got the victory as well. And did anyone see that second goal? Please.
No, I didn't see the highlights for this.
What a goal! He dribbled with the ball like about 5 yards. Who was it? Around him. I don't know. To watch you.
You've seen the goal, but you don't know who scored it.
His name. You know my pronunciation isn't brilliant.
Yeah, I know.
But he's dribbled the ball 5 yards. He's looked around him and he's just gone, I'm going to go for this. He absolutely belted it, top corner. And you know when you're in the park and you just go mental. And he just runs to the corner flag like that. I'm like,
yeah.
I go mental with that.
You know how nice it is? Do you know how nice it is sometimes to see players just like maybe it's coming back in the Premier League, but just take some risks. Like actually it's like example like was it obviously we didn't talk about obviously the Grealish wasn't obviously in that City Everton game, but like the idea they've given give him the ball and he just runs at you. Like he just a player that actually tries to create something or just.
That's why I love
sit
about
there.
Mbembo at United. Yeah, and obviously at Brentford before
Mbembo.
that. But yeah, he's a player like that as well. He just goes at players. Yeah, I love it.
It's just we need more players like that, to be honest. Like just like again, entertainment factor as well. It's like if you've got a player
Yeah,
that's going to go
100%.
run at defenders, instead of it doing like cut inside or just like use it as a way of a system. It's like get the ball, old school winger, just run at people. I know it sounds strange, but just run at someone because they're so not used to it. They'd be like all over the place. So yeah, more of those players, please.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Here.
But yeah, so obviously we've got now the big talking point now, and that is the Super Six. Right, there we are. But first game we start off with, it's the most important game of the weekend, of course. Everyone will be glued to their seats for this one. We're talking like Sky Sports AT bring Brian Tyler back. I'm thinking Andy Gray, everything. It's Chelsea versus Sunderland. Anyway, Chelsea versus Sunderland. Stamford Bridge. I don't see this being an easy one to predict, but do you know what? We're going to change things up here. Stu, we're going to start with you this time. What are we saying? What are we going with?
I don't know. It's interesting because obviously, as you said, Sunderland have been really good this season. But obviously, as you said, most of their good form comes from their home. And obviously, I think obviously as it was when he played Man United, obviously it was a really good performance and they got their win there. So I think their away form's not going to be like what's going to keep them up. So it won't be the same team, I think, as a home team. So and obviously Chelsea have got looked pretty decent recently. So it'll be a close game. But should I risk my rule about not putting a goal and risk it and go for a 2-0 Chelsea? Yeah, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to put 2-0 Chelsea.
Okay. Right, David.
I'm going to give Sunderland a go. I'm going to go 2-1 Chelsea.
Okay. I'm going to go 2-0 Chelsea. I'm joining Stu on the bandwagon here.
Okay.
I think that momentum is in Chelsea's favour at the minute. We got a clean sheet in the last game. I wouldn't be surprised if we did concede. So I think that isn't a bad shout, to be fair, David. But I think Chelsea have been playing well. Fingers crossed we can keep it going. And I think it is one of those games that just keep momentum going. It's a good game to have. So fingers crossed. Come on, Chelsea. But yeah, Newcastle versus Fulham at St. James's Park. David, what are you saying for this one?
Newcastle lost against Brighton, didn't they? Although Walter Matthis scored again.
Yes.
Yeah. And he's going on to international duty as well. He's in good form. And Fulham aren't too great. I'm going to go with. What will I go with? It's 1-0 or 2-0 Newcastle. I'm going to go with 2-0.
2-0 Newcastle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get back on track.
Yeah, they are quite good defensively. I know they obviously got exposed against Brighton, but that was very uncharacteristic of.
It was, yeah. And Welbeck had a game.
Welbeck, the god, the Lord Welbeck,
King Welbeck, yeah.
King Welbeck, yes, I like that, King Welbeck. But yeah, no, I think they'll be back to it. I think Nick Pope probably get another clean sheet in this one. I do think Fulham are really going to struggle this year. They don't look at all like the outfit that they have been under Marcus Silva when he was getting the best out of them. I don't see it. So I'm going to go with 2-0 Newcastle. I'm going to join you on that one, David. Yeah.
Okay.
Good. Jump at the bandwagon there.
Not a bother.
Stu.
Yeah, it's one of those things that obviously, again, against Fulham, it's like from a defeat they had to Brighton, I think Fulham's probably a good game for them because obviously it's like Fulham it's been underwhelming. I would probably put was probably the nicest way I can put it. I mean, nothing. Never been a free flowing scoring team anyway. They kind of been a bit more because a top scorer that wasn't even they only got 9 losses. So it's like goals have always been a problem with them. But yeah, they've been a bit overwhelming at times. So Newcastle should win this, but I mean, no one had vulnerability with Brian. I could see Fulham. Maybe it's not one of those 1-0 early goals, and then it's just like Newcastle find their way in. So I'm gonna probably regret this, but I'm gonna put 2-1 Newcastle.
Oh, he's gone for the goal with the other team.
Yeah.
He's jumped back into his ways.
He can't make his mind up whether or not that's the best way to go. But
that's what the first game is as a test. If it works, then I'm gonna like.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah,
it's
Okay. I wasn't aware of that.
So what? If
pulling
it
about-
ends 2-0 in that game, you're gonna put clean sheets for every other game after that.
No, it means we're gonna be more open to be like, yeah, I'll give it a go. But like,
He's pulling a Van Bronckhorst on us.
Oh, right. Moving on to Old Trafford as Man United take on Brighton. Ruben Amorim looking for 3 victories on the bounce. Can he pull it off?
Yeah.
I think he can.
Yeah.
I think that now Man United have momentum for the first time under Ruben Amorim. Positive signs going forward. And Bremo looked brilliant. Cunha, if he could get on the score sheet as well, that would be nice to see.
He deserves it.
I'm actually going to go bold, and I'm going to go with 3-0 Brighton in that one.
There's no way you're going to.
I'm going to go. I actually do. I think Lehmann is going to be playing another good game, but
that's not
again,
too much pressure in the poor kid.
No, but he has shown good signs. Yeah. 3-0 Man United. I do think yes.
I like the way you've got more. You probably got more optimism that like for Man United to score 3 than probably David does.
But the reason I do.
Wait, no, you said 3-0 Brighton.
No, 3-0 Man United.
No. Oh,
you said 3-0. Yeah, did you hear that's you as well? He said 3-0 Brighton.
No,
I just assumed he was going bold.
I thought it was
not scoring. I was like, what?
Sorry, I was joking.
It's a bold prediction.
No,
hang on. 3-0 United.
3-0 United.
My apologies,
guys.
Happy
all that positive talk.
I said, no, that is a bold one. Jesus Christ. But hey, look, it's United we're talking about. You never know.
By the way, if it ends 3-0 Brighton.
I'm not doing the podcast if it ends 3-0 Brighton. I'm not doing it. No, look, I do think United will win. I think. Oh, sorry, Stu. Sorry, didn't realise.
Go on.
I don't think it's going to be that crazy like Man United walk over. I mean, again, I think David, you said one time, was it predictably unpredictable? Like you don't know what side's going to turn up. So, but again, if they want to do anything, they've got to win games. They've got to win after momentum. So, but I mean, Brighton have been a bit on and off. You don't know what to expect from them either. So, like one day you can have the victory they had on the weekend, and then one day they can be rubbish and it's not very good. So I think it'd be a close game. I think Man United could do it because obviously. So I think 2-1 Man United. So
yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think it'll be 2-0. And I think there'll be just such a feel-good factor in Old Trafford as well. And I mean, that can only go so much to the overall result. But I think the players will be positive. There'll be a massive weight. They'll be playing, I think, with a bit more freedom. They'll be just much looser, much more kind of free flowing, particularly in attack. I think there'll be quite a few goals. Yeah, well, yeah. I think I'm going to go 2-0 United. I'll go conservative 2-0. But I do think it could be more than that. But I'm going to play it safe. I'll say 2-0.
All right. And then we move on to Villa Park as Aston Villa play Manchester City. Erling Haaland against Morgan Rogers. Stu, what are we saying for this one?
I think it's as much as Villa have improved. Was it obviously they've had 2 back-to-back wins now, and it looks like they're getting back to kind of what we expect them to be honest. But again, when Haaland's in such form, he is, and obviously I don't know. I mean, I don't see other than a Man City win here, to be honest. It seems like for me it feels like a 3-1. Maybe I could be 2-1, but I think I think this is kind of game that's going to be like City just going to like run away a bit early. So I'm going to go 3-1 Man City.
Okay, David.
I think Villa are starting to kind of find their feet now. Now because they did start the season particularly slowly, but they started a few wins on the bounce now. Players like Bundy are looking particularly good as well, especially with players like Ollie Watkins. I think Ollie Watkins is still out, isn't he? I think he will be out for the City game as well. I think. I'm going to go 2-2. It's at Villa Park, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm going to go 2-2.
You're 2-2. I'm
Yeah.
actually joining David on that one. That is exactly
Stop
what I
copying
put
me.
as well. No, I have been actually impressed with Villa recently. They played really well.
Really
They
good.
turned Spurs over.
Spurs,
Spurs
yeah,
haven't
that was
been particularly good.
I
but,
didn't. And many people expected that win. Yeah.
like Henry Constant was brilliant in that game. Morgan Rogers at it again for Villa as well. I think that Erling Haaland is going to be too much to handle, so I definitely don't see a
He will
clean
score.
sheet for Villa, but I don't see Man City running away with it either because Villa will make it difficult for them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to say 2-2. Arsenal versus Crystal Palace. This could probably be the game of the weekend.
Is that at Palace or at Arsenal?
At the Emirates.
Yeah,
it's at the Emirates. Who's going first?
You.
Oh, it's myself. Sorry. I think Arsenal, obviously top of the league, look really good. Palace having a really, really, really positive season. But again, I think Arsenal will be 2. I think I'm gonna go 3-1. 3-1 Arsenal.
Okay. I'm not copying you this time.
Good. Good.
So I am actually thinking I could see this being a really close game. I don't think one team's going to run away with it. I think Arsenal are definitely, if it's going to be a draw, and Arsenal didn't take their chances, or it's going to be a win for Arsenal, and I'm going to go with a boring, classic 1-0 Arsenal win. I think here, 1-0 to the Arsenal.
From a corner go?
It's going to be Gabriel, isn't it? Gabriel and then
yes,
David.
Please get me more points, please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Right, go on in, Stu.
I mean, Sabianti, as much as I've loved this to be like, I mean, I've seen some predictions that say it's like going to be goal like 3-2, and I'm like, you do realise you're going against one of the best defences in the league, right? Like, not a lot of goals are going to be conceded by Arsenal. One maybe. So, because obviously Palace are like one of the best teams out there tackling it, as you can guess. So, I think again, I know obviously you've got against Palace will score, I think, because obviously I think they've got the capability to do that.
Yeah.
But you can't see past Arsenal in this match, to be honest. I mean, they're such in good form and so good at the moment. So, and they're good at the moment. They seem to be able to grind out, have other ways of winning matches. That's kind of good sign for them at least. But I would put 2-1. I think 2-1 Arsenal.
Good sign.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the final game of the predictions is Everton versus Southampton. Everton versus Tottenham.
Last season.
Everton versus Tottenham. Yeah, FA Cup. Yeah. Everton versus Tottenham at Everton's ground. What is it called again? What's the name of the ground?
Hill Dickinson.
Yeah, that's it. Yes, that's it. Yeah. I'm actually going to go with an Everton win here. I think that they'll. Yeah, I think they're going to bounce back here. I actually think Spurs are on a downward spiral at the minute. They don't look particularly threatening going forward. I mean, Kudus, he's a really good player. He's still producing the goods, but the problem is you can produce all of this stuff, but if no one's in the middle to take the chances, it means absolutely nothing. So yeah, I think I'm going to go 2-0 Everton here. So, do you say?
I mean, I said this. Obviously, I think Everton. I might be wrong, mate. They've got a good record at home. I don't think they've been beaten yet. I know of them, probably have, but they've got a really good record.
They beat my Leeds at home.
Oh yeah, that was an opening game, wasn't it?
Yeah,
was it first game. Yeah, okay. So except for that, they've been unbeaten but not unbeaten. but yeah, I mean, they've been really good at home. So and obviously with Jack Grealish back from obviously not being able to play against his parent club. And obviously showed how much they really need him, because obviously in that game against City they were looking a bit not as threatening without Grealish. So with him back against the Tottenham side looking a bit shaky, I could see it being. I mean, I feel like it's going to be one of those things like it's going to be 2-0, and then obviously Tommy will get one back, but I think Everton will win this, so I'm going to bet 2-1 Everton.
Yeah, he's going back on the fence.
I think we're going Everton wins, are we? Yeah. I think Tottenham are starting to, as good as a start to the season as they've had, and that's undeniable. It's unquestionable how good they've been. They've had 1 or 2 results this season that I don't think anyone will have expected. The loss to Villa, didn't they lose to Brentford? There was a loss to Brentford earlier in the season that wasn't quite expected. And even the wins they get, especially, I don't think many people expected to beat City. They're starting to become a little bit unpredictable. So, yeah, I do think Everton will win. I think it'll be, I'm going to go 1-0. I'm going to go 1-0 Everton. Yeah.
Okay. They go back to their Spursy ways, as we like to call it.
Yeah, I hope not, because I am a big fan of Thomas Frank. I hope they do kind of stop being Spursy, but you know.
And the old saying goes, all is right with the world.
Yeah. The natural order has restored itself. Spurs, being Spursy, everything back to normal.
Yeah. Well, we wanted to finish today's episode off with, we probably have to do it a bit quickly, but we will obviously do this still because we did actually quite like doing this last week, and that is, we're not doing another quiz, don't worry, but what we are doing is we are actually, we had a bit of a thing, and we thought of players who we think would do well in today's world of football. So a previous player from the Premier League, back in the past, a classic, a legend, whatever you want to call it, bring him in today's world of football. Who do you think would actually do well in today's world? I want to see yours in the comments. I'd love to hear some because we'll read them out all next week. But we are going to go around now and here. But David, we're going to start with you. Who is the player
I thought,
you feel like?
Yeah. I actually thought we were going to do players who wouldn't suit today's thing. But I don't know, because thinking of today's game, I think the big difference between the modern game and the game as it used to be, maybe if we're talking maybe 70s, 80s, maybe early 90s, is kind of the amount of rules that have come in. Particularly, I mean, I think when you mentioned players that wouldn't suit today's game would be someone like Vinnie Jones, who just wouldn't last, who wouldn't play 90 minutes at all in any single game. So I don't know. So someone who would suit the game now, the kind of speed of the game, the fluidity of the game, the tactical nous, the kind of just how beautiful some of the games are to watch, and how amazing some of these teams are, you know. But someone who also isn't a bit of a destroyer in midfield as well. I am thinking of a midfielder. I'm trying to think. Do you know? I don't know. It's an easy answer maybe, but I'd say someone like Maradona. I think would suit this game. Would suit the modern game just fine. Just with his flair, fluidity. You know, he was a bit of a ballerina of a footballer, wasn't he? You know, he was just amazing to watch. I think he would suit. He would suit the modern game. You know, he wasn't too much of didn't pick up too many yellow cards, I don't think, because I just think there's so many rules these days. You know, it's almost like football isn't a contact sport anymore. You know, someone to be able to come back from the from that era into the modern era and kind of survive and kind of thrive almost. You know, I think I'm gonna go Maradona. Solid. Yeah.
Yeah, Maradona.
Why not?
Of course he would. He's one of the best footballers of all time. Yeah, he would survive in any era, wouldn't he?
If I think about it more, I'll probably have someone else. But yeah, I'm gonna go Maradona.
Yeah. No. I'm actually. I was having a good think about this today. Like, thinking back to when I was growing up and everything, and players who I love to watch, all this sort of thing. Obviously, you've got the likes of like Makalele, who were absolutely incredible to watch at times. You've even got someone like Xabi Alonso when he was at Liverpool. You've got like prime Steven Gerrard, all this sort of stuff. But the one player I actually thought, who for me tops it above the rest, and I actually think he would have been insanely good even in today's world of football, Dennis Bergkamp.
Oh yeah, 100%.
He was a beautiful footballer, and I remember the goal against Newcastle. You know, when he does that touch and runs the other side of him and just
yeah. It almost looks like an act. That goal, every time I watch that on, you know, it's just that looks like an accident every time, but it's ridiculous. Yeah.
The old happy accident? And you know, as they say, you know, it's it's a mistake if you get it wrong, but if you get it right, it's pure skill.
Yeah, I think you totally meant it, though, in fairness.
I mean, he was world class, and he is one of these players that he didn't need pace to like produce what he did. So I think even in today's world of football, like even though it's a very fast run of game, he would actually be able to turn a player like that still. And those things that he used to do. But would he be one of the best players in the league still? Yeah, most definitely. I mean, if De Bruyne was doing what he was doing, would do it in a shot.
Where would you put him, curiously? Because obviously, when you think, I read somewhere like
it's got to be in the 10, surely.
Are we thinking? Is he going to fit into that Arsenal 11? Is that what?
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking.
Do you know what? I think I would play if they're playing a 4-3-3, which I think is what they play, because they have obviously Rice, Zubimendi, and Odegaard, and then they've got Saka, Martinelli, and Gyökeres up top. I actually think I would go as far as to drop Odegaard and put him in. I'd drop Odegaard and put him at that.
Prime Odegaard and Prime Bergkamp, there's no comparison.
I don't disagree with that, because obviously there has been question marks on him as when he performances, and obviously Dennis Bergkamp was never, from what I heard, never any questions about his performances, and obviously the kind of stuff. I mean, I think it's one of these.
He was at Ajax, wasn't he? He started for Ajax, and he done really well there. Went to Inter Milan, it did not work for him at all, and then he went to got a transfer to Arsenal, and then became one of the best players in the Premier League. Like, he was amazing. But that's my player.
I'm gonna replace Maradona with. I'm gonna say actually. I'm gonna go with Ryan Giggs, prime Ryan Giggs. Just thinking of the modern game with the fullbacks and how attacking they are. I think someone like a speedy winger, someone like Ryan Giggs, getting behind, I think would be perfect in the modern game.
So let me get it straight. So you've gone from the Maradona, the best player of all time, to pick. I mean, I like Ryan Giggs was on his time.
I'm just thinking in terms of like a kind of a modern thing, which is kind of attacking fullbacks. I think so. A speedy winger like Ryan Giggs would be great.
Oh, do you know how much that pains me that you said him? Oh my god.
Why?
I think he's so overrated. I thought he was so overrated. I really did.
That's another debate. That's a
debate we need to have for another episode.
I'd love to hear people's comments on it, but I honestly think he was a bang average player in a very good Man United team.
No chance.
He was a bang average player. Okay, if I could compare Ryan Giggs to a player now, if someone said to me, who would you compare him to now? What is his level? He's probably as good as.
But you have to think of you have to think of his longevity. You have to think about like the evolution. When he ended his career, he was in basically a sitting midfielder in United. He was such a reliable player. Very rarely injured as well. I don't know. Underrated, overrated. I can't believe I'm hearing this.
I actually think, and I'm not even joking about this, I would say, prime Martinelli.
Nowhere. No, I don't think so. Not at all. In fact, not at all. No.
I think what we've got to do is we've got to settle this in a video at some point. We're just going to do.
I think we should. Yeah. You bring Martinelli's Premier League numbers, and I'll bring Ryan Giggs's. You bring Martinelli's trophies, and I'll bring Ryan Giggs's trophies.
The debate will be over in like 5 minutes.
You're thinking longevity.
No, I'm not. I'm not thinking. I'm thinking of pure talent. I think one of United's best ever players, one of the Premier League's best ever players. Martinelli, do me a favour.
Ryan Giggs scoring a superb goal in the FA Cup semi-final.
Well, that's the one that's always brought up, and I get that. People kind of say, "Oh my God, stop talking about it." I get that, but I mean that is one of the great FA Cup goals. You can't deny that. But I get that.
I do sit there and think when I look back about Ryan Giggs, I don't. He was. That a player, he produced
speed, flair, intelligence. I mean, he kind of had everything, didn't he? I mean, he was just brilliant.
But
anyway, sorry. Anyway, we're leaving. Sorry, Stu. Let's get the Stu's player now. Sorry.
An interesting one because obviously we was all brought up because obviously the Heskey thing, and obviously thanks to a lot of people on TikTok, a lot of people agree with me. That makes me feel very happy. But I mean, it's an interesting one because obviously I think it's because I've just recently rewatched that 2-2 England-Greece game, and I'm going through a bit of a phase at the moment watching all games. But like, what stood out in that one was that obviously how important David Beckham was.
It's a good show,
and it makes
set pieces.
Set piece, exactly. In this day and age, like when was the last time you saw it's very rare you see a guy consistently score for set pieces, and also with how important kind of like working for the team and kind of work rate. I think he was definitely that kind of player. Because obviously when I was watching that Greece game, it's like it was all him. Everything came from him. Like he got getting the ball back. He was like creating anything. Anything that came from England was that. And I could see him being in if you put in like a 4-3-3 or something and put him on that right hand side, right? He'll be able to do the job and be solid, do the dirty work, but also produce high quality crosses from like from long distance and stuff like that. Because some of I mean, again, watching back, I forgot how good he was. Every time you always forget, but I think I think in the modern game would, because obviously that is kind of missing, and obviously because everyone just thinks, oh, he's just good at crossing. It's like, yeah, but off the ball, he was really good as well. In this day and age,
his work rate was,
I mean, it's like important and more important now than maybe it was a bit more back then.
Absolutely, yeah.
I think he'll thrive. I mean, where would you put him? Would you put him on the right of like a 3? Would you put him on like a bit of 4-3-3? If we'd done that, that would probably work best, because obviously you can put him on the right hand side and he'd be able to.
So yeah, you would do, yeah, wouldn't you?
He would get into
send those corners in.
He would probably get into all starting 11s. When you think about it, if you think about it in real detail, I actually would argue he'd probably get in all of them. I would. I can't think of anywhere where he would.
I think watching him back made me.
Yeah, maybe.
When we were
he played with Spike, didn't he?
Oh, would he get in?
Salah. You get Salah, Saka. Like, I mean, Saka. I'm not saying David Beckham's not better than Saka.
No, I'm just even thinking. Yeah, not even scoring free kicks. But yeah, his set piece deliveries obviously was just second.
I mean, he saved us something. If you look at it from if you're just looking at him from his career in England, I just realised how many times did he save us? With just decent penalties, or just like some of the crossing and some of the free kicks. I don't think, but I think we all forget, because obviously we all think of the celebrity Beckham, but like as a player,
he was bloody good. He was astonishing.
Yeah, I mean, and also in this day, if you say, but it was his back to debate, obviously would he fit in the modern game? I think he would, because I just think, again, like he'd be able to in midfield, he'd be able to get the ball back quickly. He'd be able to, and when he gets the ball, he'd be able to really distribute it quickly, because obviously of the quality of his crossing. So he'd be able to open up people on the counter. And it's like I just think he would really work. Someone like
get on with it as well. His mentality was unbelievable. I mean, you think about that whole '98 thing with the getting sent off against Argentina, and the kind of, when he came back to United, all the burning of the effigies, all that nonsense, the kind of the media campaign against him, and he came back and he just did his job, and he won the treble with United the very next year. It was just his mentality, I think, as well. I mean, his ability as well was obviously great, and great for everyone to see, but his mentality, I think, was one of the best that we've.
So I think he would have. I think he would have worked, but yeah, I mean, it's definitely go if you got a chance. Obviously, you probably got lives. I don't at the moment, so go back and watch that England-Greece game, because obviously
that free kick is just ridiculous. It's just it's just insane.
It's crazy.
What minute was that? Was that like late? Was that in stoppage, or was that like
93rd minute
to get into
Literally, it was just like 1 minute and we're going playoff, and then he just scored it. And it's like, it's done.
And it wasn't even like on the edge of the area. It was like quite a bit out,
And what I liked about that is he's pressing it for the game. It was like every time he had a free kick, you're like, he's getting closer and closer. And then obviously he had that one chance, and obviously the rest is history. But I mean, watching that and keep an eye on Beckham in that game, I forget how good he was. So I think in the modern game, I think he would thrive probably. It's hard to say in this day and age more. Probably 5 more, maybe a little bit more than. Obviously, it's not as.
Well, you just think that with the modern game, exactly. And you think about the modern game with all the set piece kind of thing, long throws coming back, the importance of corners. You think of it particularly of a team like Arsenal. You really want a good delivery, and obviously Beckham was one of the best set piece deliveries in the game.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. All right then. Well, we'll leave it there. Obviously, like I say, if, please leave in the comments anyone that you actually think would be brilliant in the modern game.
I think alternatively, if people want to put in players who they don't think would suit the modern game, name a better one than Vinnie Jones. I think Vinnie Jones is the ultimate, just would not survive the modern game at all.
I mean, no.
But
no.
We'll put a situation of like, go and pick one. You got to pick one that you think would work, and then one.
Yeah.
Make him.
But I can already think of. I'm already thinking of some.
Yeah, me too.
So, I want to hear them. So please put them in the comments. But thank you for watching again. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Of course, please share our content. We really do enjoy doing this. And of course, 100%. If there's any ideas that you want us to talk about, please let us know. We're more than happy to discuss them. Okay. Right. Take care, everyone. All right. See you later.
Guys. Bye bye.
Bye bye.